All right, so we haven't shot film on here in a hot minute, so I decided to change that up quite a bit. I picked up quite a few film stocks that I personally have never shot before, and one that I've seen out for a while now that I've been curious to shoot for myself is Lomo's Metropolis. It just has this unique look to it, and their examples of this film on the box are kind of all over the place. So I'm really curious to see how it turns out for me. Probably going to shoot it at 400 just to make sure everything's, I don't know, exposed correctly or how it's supposed to be. I have seen a few shots of this, like where people like overexpose and it looks really nice. So I keep going back and forth if I want to overexpose by a stop or not. But just running around today, and we're going to be shooting this through the Canon Demi. I bought this guy as well. However you want to say that. Astor Astorhori. That that thing. It's a light meter. So the cool thing is it's got a whole digital readout. So I'm not sitting there trying to figure out which dot I need to expose closer to. You could dial in the ISO, and because it's the Demi, we get half frames. So what is this? 36? Because we're shooting on the Demi, we get double the amount of shots, which is kind of nice. So we can really get like a wide range of different things that I see and hopefully get a consistent look across the board. But let's load it up. Future Chris here. We're going to walk through this film because I didn't get any BTS and give you guys my opinion on the photos that I took. I also took some digitals kind of beside some of them so you can kind of see the differences between how I edit and more of a natural look versus this film stock because this film stock is very stylized, as you will see in these photos. So I got my photos. Let's get started. All right, for starters, I just took a shot of my Jeep just to see what the colors would look like. The green is actually spot on, and this photo is nothing special at all, but it's very accurate. So, moving on. In these next few photos, me and my dad went to test drive out this Volkswagen my dad's interested in. No, it's not the Beetle, it's the van. But you can kind of get like a real representation of these colors. It was daylight outside, very bright, sunny day, little to no clouds, and you can kind of see where these colors get very extreme. You can see where the red is extremely muted and very muddy. As we get into the garage that this guy had, his name is Bob, by the way, classic old man name. Uh, you can see that they just get very, very grungy as we get into this guy's garage, which had just basic, normal, incandescent lights. It was a super fun garage to take photos in. I wish, now looking back at what the film did, that I just shot a different film. Like 800T would destroy and make these shots look phenomenal. But anyways, walking through, there's my dad, there's Bob. Bob's giving us a run through of this car and what he did to it. And you can tell right away there are so much green tones and just such a grungy, like very little dynamic range on this film stock. We take the van out for a test drive. We come back. We're going to talk about this photo a little bit because the colors I actually don't mind. The greens look very good here. The brown coppery tone in the van looks great. The blue on the house in the back, spot on. This photo actually turned out a lot better than I thought, and I mainly just quickly snapped it as he was pulling it back into the garage. Bob's also a smoker. Moving on. He also told us this backstory on this beetle that he had in the garage out front. Bob's a super nice guy, very down to earth smoker. He lit like 3 or 4 cigarettes while we were there. But yeah, as you can see, like these colors, very, very muted film, very grungy film. But when the daylight hits, it's not bad. Like the colors are very nice. Like it's very cold. Like all your warm colors get a very blue tint to them automatically. As you can see, even in the photos of Bob, Bob has like a very yellow tone to him. He's straight up whited out in these photos. So, like, it's just a very odd film to get a grasp of because once you think you got an idea of what it's going to look like, curveball. Like, the photos of this abandoned building, this is a cream colored building. It looks white or slightly bluish. But I will say I love the greens in this film stock. The greens look amazing. This garage looks cool with it. Just some more random kind of from the car shots. Also went to like St. Augustine on a cloudy day to kind of see what it would look like. And as you can see, heavy, deep blues and very deep greens come into this film very strongly. Like grungy. So if grungy look is your thing, this film is perfect for you. So I went and shot around this neighborhood just to kind of wrap up the film and finish off everything that I had because 72 shots is a lot. So there's nothing really special about these shots at all. They're mainly just to kind of get an idea of what the colors are going to look like. And I just tried to capture all the different colors that I could. The greens, again, I like them a lot in this film. The blues end up looking deeper and flatter, so I do like the blues. Every other color in this film, I am not a fan of. I hate the way the reds look, and they just lose their vibrancy, and they shift more towards like an orangey color that I'm not a fan of. So, super fun film to play around with. I personally will probably never buy it again. It's very stylized. It's too much of a grungy, like dirty look that I like to go for. Um, but it was super fun to play with, something different. So hopefully you guys like this video. Like and subscribe. Um, we do photo things here, some video things, and we just like to chill, talk about things. We give honest opinions, if you can't tell already from this video. So, with that being said,